In November, I went to the cardiologist and they found a mass inside one of the chambers of my heart attached to my defibrillator, which is the surgically implanted defibrillator that they put in case my heart got into a dangerous rhythm that it would give me a shock. I was scheduled to have a surgery, a minor procedure, I should say, in December to have this mass removed. But by the time I got to the surgeon in December, it was so big that a small procedure turned into open heart surgery. And finding out that I was going to have open heart surgery and an angiogram happened within like 18 hours. It was actually less than that. I found out in the morning, and then that day I had an angiogram and I had open heart surgery. This was in Toronto at Toronto General. And I just didn't expect that to happen. I was completely broadsided. I came to Toronto by myself, intending to have a procedure and then go to the hotel that night, and that's not what happened. I was admitted. I initially went to cardiac ICU and then eventually to a step-down unit. And then because I wanted to get out of there so badly, as soon as I was allowed to walk, I was really, really showing off. I do have to say, my experience at Toronto General with the cardiology team was amazing. And I do have to do a shout out to Dr. Cusimano, who was amazing. I don't think I could have been in better hands for somebody to give me the news that I had to have open heart surgery. He had so much compassion and kindness and just reassured me. I've just been so lucky with my doctors, I have to say that. And then after that, I eventually came home, and I'm very lucky because I was in such good shape going into the operation, still at the gym and everything, that when I left I was doing pretty well. But then I think the gravity of the situation and the pain of having my ribs opened and everything kind of caught up with me. And then I started having some problems with my lungs. And then around the time that I was in hospital, getting admitted to have something done with some fluid that was around my lungs, I found out that I had a very rare cancer called angiosarcoma. Angio, I think, means something about like the lining of your blood vessels or something, and then sarcoma is a cancer of the soft tissues. Usually I think it's connective tissues, but anyway, so that knocked the wind out of me. More so than anything with my heart, anything with dialysis or kidney related. The label of cancer, which I have had before, but it was like cancer written in, small letters in a pencil. This was like cancer, bold, all caps type of cancer. Really scary. And I kind of judged the state of my life, my prognosis at that time, by how people were reacting to me. And I had nurses and doctors with tears in their eyes. I'd hear that, this doctor's afraid to come and talk to you because, she's afraid that she's going to break down. It was just a very, very difficult time, and I had so many unknowns. And of course, at a time like that, or, with so much health stuff happening, within such a short amount of time, I was not blogging or Instagramming or texting even. I was kind of just laid out flat. I have to be really thankful to my friends and to my family. I had visitors from Atlanta, from Chicago, from New Jersey, from Buffalo, a high school friend that I hadn't seen since grade 13 showed up in the hospital one day. And then the doctors, I'm not sure that I'd ever seen people just making sure that I knew that they cared and that they were working to make things better for me. Definitely, medically, standouts are Dr. Ben Thompson and Dr. Michael Singer. And those two were like my cheerleaders and definitely go-to people. I was very lucky because Dr. Thompson managed to coordinate the oncology teams, the cardiac people, and nephrology in a way that that's just a lot of people to have working on the same goal. And it could have come across as too many cooks in the kitchen, and Dr. Ben certainly seemed to maintain some type of, or create some type of order so that it wasn't a repetition of a lot of tests or trying to coordinate and send information between people. It's a lot of logistics health-wise, and I'm so lucky that he cared to do that and help me with that, because I think things could have gone not as well without somebody steering the ship. For a while after I had the cancer diagnosis, I started meeting with different oncologists about chemo and radiation, which were things I didn't really want, but things that still needed to be discussed. And I had CT scans and MRIs and ultrasounds, and just looking at my body, I guess, from head to toe, bone scans, making sure that there wasn't cancer anywhere else. And I'm really lucky because there hasn't been any more cancer. What they removed, the mass that they removed that turned out to be cancer, they got most of it. Perhaps there's some left at a microscopic level, but I'm not worrying about that. So right now I'm not doing chemo or radiation, and I am just trying to get back to a semblance of regular life, despite having gone through the difficulty of the open heart surgery and the cancer. I'm back to home hemodialysis, which is like a coup. It's pretty amazing. I'm not 100% ready to be at home by myself, but I'm doing my best, and I think it's part of my journey of being empowered, which is something that Dr. Singer really spoke to me about. I've met with Dr. Singer. I've met with my life coach. I've spoken to Dr. Ben. I've spoken to, palliative care doctors. I've spoken to so many different people about, what's next for me health-wise. And I think that it's just best for me to take my care back into my own hands and move forward. But right now I'm finding a new normal. So a new normal is going to be the gym. I'm going to be going back to work eventually. And also really, really digging deep from this experience and thinking about what it means for me moving forward, bigger picture. Things feel really different to me than they did in November. I'm really not sure what I should be concentrating on, if it's going to be Boundless Life or writing, or I have no clue. I'm just kind of trying to still myself so that I can hear or feel the direction that I should be moving in. My life coach has me thinking about, what is my contribution? What am I learning at this time? And what do I want the world to have gained because I was here? And I think that's what I need to focus on right now. I do have a few little interesting things that have happened recently. One, I was interviewed by someone who did the version of Humans of New York, but about Canadian people in Canadian healthcare, and so I was interviewed for that. I think it's called facesofhealth.ca. I'm not 100% sure. I can include a link. Yeah, I think that's it. I just wanted to share so that people would understand why I disappeared. I'm well. I'm back on the road to wellness. My head's on straight thanks to Dr. Singer and all the love and support around me, and all my friends and family, the people who have made an effort. I guess at one point we were thinking that this was it, and that was a really scary moment, but out of that came such an outpouring of love and support and flowers and people visiting from far away, and it really warmed my heart that people didn't wait until the visit was going to be for my funeral or anything. They came and saw me to see me when I was alive, and that meant a lot to me. So that's it. I don't know what next I may put up. I'm waiting to be inspired. I was inspired to do this recording. And for those of you who've listened all the way through, thank you so much. Please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel or reading my blog. There's links below. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening.